So, my name is Jen Jacob Sancho. I will vote in coming presidential election is BBM. So, why I will vote BBM in coming presidential election? I believe in my parents because they were there during Marcoses, and since I was young, I believe that Marcoses are bad people because of the textbook that we used to read and study during the elementary days. There wasn't much social media back then. The only source of information that we had back then are books, obviously. But now, social media has the big influence on people that uncover what is real history. That's why my perspective was changed that time. The major reason why I support or why I will vote Bongbong Marcos in coming presidential election. First, he introduced legislation to boost national economic growth. These are the legislation he drafted that helped to reduce poverty and economic hardship. He emphasized the need of preserving and developing tobacco growers' livelihood. It is preferable to have a leader who completely understands the needs of conserving in some forms and is strong enough to lift the load by performing his duty. He is very well for providing answers in the most effective manner feasible. As a result, many Filipinos have profited from it. He introduced legislation to promote the education. Learning is the most important thing of the industries that he believes requires assistance. He drafted legislation that strengthened the Philippines educational system by giving assistance for both students and teachers. All of the public school teachers will upgrade their salary income and their teachers' educational system. The Filipino Young Council was also founded during his legislative tenure. Filipino students and instructors are therefore winners in his eyes. Bongbong Marcos intends to extend the medical missions. So he has a mission which is medical mission in Caravan that aims to give free healthcare treatment to those who in need. And this would alleviate the pain of many Filipino people who suffer from a health issue. BBM also loves to help and to assist people who needs it. There is still a leadership with a kind heart and intellect. BBM was born with the ability to serve and respect his own country. He is a true Filipino at heart, destined to lead by example. BBM is unaffected by his effort to assist the Filipinos. External factors cannot sway him from his dedication to Filipinos. Throughout all of his criticism, his passion for the public remains paramount. That's a bonus when it comes to choose our future president. He intends to carry on his father, former President Ferdinand Marcos' heritage. Everybody knows that Bongbong Marcos was really adore his father's work during back then, which is medical care was prioritized. The hospital like healthcare center, lung center, children's hospital, and kidney center are all part of it. However, it does not end there. Keep in our minds that the International Research Institutes, Pasagana 99 RAS project, and the Rolling Kadiwa, people could obtain essential necessities and reasonable cost before. It's a method of contemplation, and certainly it was a agriculture idea back then. What BBM genuinely wishes is to improve farming and resurrect the golden period of infrastructural project. Why should I support BBM? Ferdinand Marcos said that the future is being born dependent on the guy who is in the palace. And the guy who is in the palace is undoubtedly shaping a new destiny for our globe. The individual in the top place has the potential to change Filipino lives. He is the peak of authority, assisting the Filipino peoples, improving lives, and influencing the course of events. After all, it's the imprinted heritage that has to be restored. BBM never assaulted his adversaries. It is evident that BBM never accused his adversaries, even when they are disparaging his father. It's one thing to observe harsh comments about yourself and your family, but it's quite another to hear them. Nothing, however, can drag a BBM. None of us can match his ability to cope with the tractor while remaining cool, facing the crowd, and speaking from the heart. Having a president who can remain still without pulling others is most valuable asset someone can have. Isn't assaulting somebody like demonstrating how you play? In a good politician doesn't need to slam anyone in order to leave an impression. This is just one of many reasons why I should vote BBM. He plans to build broadband infrastructure. The internet is very essential in the development of digital or virtual enterprises and educational institutions. So I vote BBM because he understood that the needs of an internet will help the economy. BBM wants to build network infrastructure because the epidemic forces individual to accept the online technology and majority will gain from this. He always finds ways to resolve the internet issue here in the Philippines for the growth of economy. He doesn't make his donation show in public. Bongbong Marcos is a passionate public servant who lends a helpful hand and also serves in action even when no media are around. After all of this, he's a Marcos that doesn't need any publicity to become well known. Even without press, BBM is able to assist. Only those who profited with his effort display is through Bongbong Marcos. His characteristics irritates the anti-Marcos because it is his way of shocking his opponent, accomplishing a job quietly. He will not lose his status as a leader if he continues in this manner.